Yes, bro. One sec.
All right.
One sec, bro.
How's it
Yes,
going?
bro. One sec.
One sec.
I don't know why it's not. Okay.
Here you go. Right, cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
How's it
How
going?
are you?
You good?
Yeah, good. How are you, bro?
Yeah. Keeping well. Keeping busy.
Fresh out the
At
studio.
least trying to. Yeah. That's all there is to do right now, isn't it? Just keep busy working on music, mixes, things like that. So.
Definitely. What's going on with the hoodie, bro? Come on.
Huh?
Expose the trim.
Same thing as everyone. The trim thing.
Expose it, man. You gotta just expose
I
it.
hate the trim. Yeah.
Have you been during quarantine anyway?
Yeah, not too bad. Like just trying to stay busy and like use it as like a time to improve.
What?
Like,
Someone said that you in a brothel. Like, I don't know
I'm
what.
in a
Like,
brothel.
were you in like prison? Like,
who said that? That's my home studio lockdown vibes going on right here. Bedroom stroke studio.
Looking like you're in prison, bro. What's going on, man? Look, it's like the blinds are down, like everything. You're like locked in there.
Yeah, that's in his own. Brothel.
So what
yeah.
what have you been doing? I know you got a track release coming soon. How did that come about?
Basically, I've known Alfie for years. Big up Alfie's in as well. We've known each other for years, and we just thought like in about September time we came back from Zante.
Yeah.
And we just thought it would only be right to like I wanted to start producing. Alfie had already done a lot of producing, so we thought we'd get in the studio and try and come up with something. So the last 6 months we've been like working on a couple different tracks. This one that we're releasing on Perfect Havoc, Last Day in Paradise, that kind of like it came about slowly, and then we like got the label involved through a friend that we know, and then he managed to get it signed to Perfect Havoc. So the label are really happy with it. We're really happy with it now, and yeah.
How long did it take to kind of mix and master it?
The mix and master that took like about a week roughly.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's decent. I'm waiting for it. When is it dropping?
It's out now to pre-order.
Yeah.
Pre-order on iTunes now, but it's actually out on the 26th of June.
Okay.
So it's been like a long. I think when did we sign the deal? We signed the deal in like February, and we've been waiting like all this time for a release date, or like when's the release date? When's it coming out? We just want it out, but they said June. So it's been a hard time like keeping it secret and like waiting for the release, but now we're really buzzing for it. So
okay, well, if we're still in lockdown in June, is that the right time to release it?
No, that's a good question. We've been thinking about that like a lot.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Like, yes, because I think everyone's mostly on the phones quite a lot now.
Yeah.
So if it's being promoted on social media, it's going to be on like Spotify, Apple Music, all that. Then there'll be, I think more people would maybe find it that way. The disadvantage obviously is we're not out playing it in clubs and promoting it that way in person. But yeah, we've got like quite a big social media promo plan. So hopefully,
hopefully it's there. Hopefully it takes off.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the thing is, right? Like obviously clubs won't be open for a long time. So it's like, what do you know what to play? And like, do you just go back and stick to like the easy 2019 and 18 and all of that songs and not play any 2020 or some of it, because no one really knows what's actually popping in the clubs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true right now. Obviously there's always the classics that work. I like to throw a bit of everything on my sets anyway, so a bit of like 1 minute urban, next minute drum and bass, next minute house, next minute like just a big mix of everything really.
So is that kind of what makes your set unique compared to other DJs?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's more like open format. I've never really thought, right, I want to be an urban DJ or I want to be a house DJ or anything like that. I just, like, from the start, I just started playing everything. Because obviously, playing in resorts, which is like where I've kind of started, you have to play everything. Like the clubs out there, you've got literally everyone. So you've got like a group of 18-year-old girls from Newcastle who want to hear Little Mix. Then you've got like a group from South London that want to hear some drill. Then you got like some drum and bass people from Leeds. Then you got to like be really across board to do the resorts anyway. So that's kind of what's got me to that style, I think.
So how did you start DJing? How did everything come about for you?
Mainly, actually, it's a bit of a long story, but it's a funny story.
Okay.
But I came out of school and I joined the army. That's what I wanted to do to start with.
Okay.
So I joined the army, and I was in for about a year and a half. And then like during the training, we were out doing this like exercise where you're split into teams and you have to like pretend to shoot each other. You get like the blank rounds and everything. And anyway, I was on a roof in this training exercise, and I accidentally like backed up without looking. I fell off the roof basically.
Wow.
So I dislocated my shoulder, and they basically couldn't fix it in time, like for me to continue. So I got medically discharged from the army.
So what's the funny part of this story?
Falling off a roof. I think that's funny. Like, so yeah, fell off the roof, got discharged, and I got like a payout with that. And then straight after that I left, me and the boys went on a lads' holiday to Cos. As like a kind of send off type thing.
Yeah.
And basically I just remember being in a club in Cos and like looking up at the DJ box and thinking, right, I want to be like him. Like he's controlling everything. He's like, it's up to him what's happening, like what the mood is, what the atmosphere is, blah, blah, blah. I want to be like him. And that is basically where it all started. When I got back from that holiday, I used the payout money from the army to buy like a MacBook, first set of decks.
Yeah.
All that, basic starter kit, headphones, all that. And then basically just taught myself using like YouTube tutorials and all that. So yeah.
Nice. And then so from then on, what was your first kind of clubbing gig? Where did everything come into shape?
From then, I basically lived for like a year. Well, about 8 months off the army payout.
Yeah.
And that whole time I was just literally constantly watching YouTube like lessons and stuff like that. Like getting the basics, like beat matching, all that kind of stuff for the first year.
Yeah.
And then like one of the Cos workers that I met on the holiday, she said, why don't you come out and like do a season? So I was like, yeah, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. So I went out there and got a job like ticket selling at first. I didn't go out there like, I wasn't that confident with DJing at the time, so I didn't go out there like, oh, raw, I'm a DJ, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I went out and I started like ticket selling and running like all the promotion. So I was like a ticket seller that year, and then I started to like run the promotion for the club as well. And then the following year after that, that's when I went back and I said, right, I've been learning how to DJ and I want to give this a go. So if you can give me like some sets in that, then that would be great. So they started to like slowly give me like little sets here and there. And yeah, it just kind of developed from there in Cos. And from Cos, that's when I done that 2013 to 2016. I was in Cos.
Yeah.
4 summers. And then from there, I went to Malia in 2017. So that was like a big
Did
jump
you
because
did you just go down like on a one-way ticket kind of thing and said I want to DJ here for the season, or did you just get contacts from doing cause?
Yeah, that's like I get this a lot. I get this all the time. Like DJs asking, "How do you do seasons? What's the best way to get out there?" Blah blah blah. I'd say it depends. It's like the big clubs normally sort out DJs like in advance, so like they'll sort them out in say January, February time. So in Malia, I just messaged the Candy Club Malia Facebook page, no, Instagram I think it was, whatever.
Yeah.
In like January, saying I've done 4 seasons in COS. I've got like the resort experience kind of thing. I'm coming to Malia this year. I'd really love a residency if you've got any going. So that I didn't even get a reply, I don't think, for like a few weeks. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I got a reply saying, "All right, we've got a space. If you want it, send me a mix and all that."
Yeah.
So I sent the mix out, they liked it, and then that's how I got the job in Malia. For like clubs, that's generally how it happens. But like all resorts have like smaller bars and stuff, like things like that.
Yeah.
And for that kind of job, you can literally just go out there and speak to, like, just literally walk around. If you get out there early, so like April, May time, you go out there early and then you just literally go around each bar, chat to the owners, like, "Hi, I'm a
See what's
DJ from
happening.
UK. Yeah, this is what I do. Do you need a DJ? If you do, great. If not, fair enough." And then it's like, the shock for me is like, they literally don't care about followers. They don't care about like how well your mixes are doing. They don't care about how many gigs you play back home. They don't care about none of that. It's like they're old Greek man most times, so they don't know about social media. They don't know about any of that. So it's literally
they're
based on.
just looking like to see if you're willing to do this.
Yeah, they just basically judge you as they see you, like face to face. Judge you as a person first, and then if they like you, then you get the job as you get a trial first, and then they might take you on after that. So that's like the best advice.
Went from Malia and then to Zante. So how did you get Zante? Was
Yeah,
that the same thing?
Zante. Well, basically in COS and Malia, I worked really closely with Club 1830.
Yep.
They kind of, I don't know if you know about them. They're like a big holiday brand. So they would bring everyone out and do like parties every week and stuff like that. So I was their boat party resident for like 3 years in COS and a year in Malia.
Okay.
So I'm getting distracted by these comments. Man, strip club, man saying brothel, man saying, right, all right, yeah, come on.
Just turn the lights on, innit?
Yeah. I did it actually. Boom. There you go, brothel gone. What about that? Yeah. What was I going to say? I got lost there. Yeah, Club 1830. I worked with them in COS and Malia.
Yeah.
And in Malia as well, I done like a lot of. They had festivals out there, like they brought a lot of big artists out there. So it was good, like working with a lot of them. So they brought like some of the stuff done out there was mad actually. They had like beach festivals with like Craig David, Tiny Temper, Jay Huss, Lethal Bizzle, Mist, Krypton Conan, like
so
Blonde,
many big people, yeah.
Bear. And we done that every week. So to go from that to Zante, I didn't have anything sorted in Zante actually. My mate Dre, DJ Dre, big up. He was going out there. He had a job sorted and everything. And I was talking to him about it, and I was like, "Rah, I think I actually fancy working in Zante. Like that would be cool. Like to add another resort to the kind of portfolio, if you like.
Sorry, Alfie just
So,
creasing me on that one.
that's
So where's the
Alfie saying. Alfie
subtitles?
can,
So where's
Alfie
the
can burn himself.
subtitles?
Alright, this guy. All the time. He always takes a piss at my accent all the time, Scottish. But I like to just put it out there. Any girls that are locked in, English girls love Scottish accents. That's a fact.
Okay,
Fact.
okay.
So,
And then you see the numbers go down as soon as they come off it.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the Zante thing, I went out there with no job at all.
Yeah.
Just like I hadn't lined anything up in advance. And I knew the resort manager for Club 1830.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically got him to ask Rescue if they'd like take me on, because he wanted me for the boat parties again.
Yeah.
But I needed obviously a club residency as well. So they kind of like pressured them a little bit, and then they eventually took me, and that's what got me in there really. So it was like a good foot in the door kind of thing. And then
has that kind of helped you getting more gigs in the UK, or do you not really do any gigs? Do you just to kind of stay away from UK gigs and just do the Zante and?
No, it's definitely helped 100%. Because obviously, well, I'll use Rescue as an example.
Yeah.
So you've got like 1,000 people in there in front of you at any one time. Out of that 1,000, you'll have like 100 from London, 20 from Bristol, 20 from Cardiff, 50 from like Leeds. Like they're from all over the UK.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
When you're playing there, you're gaining followers from all over the country. So instead of like what most DJs do is they stay in their local area and just play in their area.
Yeah.
So they gain followers in their area. Whereas with that, you gain followers from everywhere. So when you go back to the UK, you can say to clubs, right, I've got a following in your area.
Mm-hmm.
Send them like promo videos, mixes, whatever, and that genuinely helps get bookings in the UK as well. Because if you can show you've got a fan base in that area, then they're more likely to give you a shot than if you just approach them otherwise. So yeah.
What DJs do you look up to in the industry?
It's a tough one.
Has it kind of changed over the years when you've been DJing, or has it kind of stayed the same?
I'd say it's changed a little bit. I'd say DJ EZ definitely, because he's just a goat. He's a legend. He can
definitely.
Like, I can watch his sets all day, every day. I love it. Jaguar Skills would be one as well. And I guess right now, Joel Corey as well.
Okay.
So yeah, they'd be like the top three.
So going with Joel Corey, like, what's your kind of take on reality TV stars going into DJing?
Yeah, that's something I get asked quite a lot. I'm actually quite good friends with Joel. We did every Thursday together in Zante.
Yeah. Okay.
For the last 2 years. So I think it depends, because I know a few that have done it, and they've done it for the right reasons, and they've actually made it good. Joel, for example, like he's gone from Geordie Shore to now top 10. So he's absolutely smashed it. And I know from like speaking to him a lot, he really struggled with that, like dropping that reality TV stigma and like being taken seriously as the DJ. He really struggled that for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely, because there's a thing that the DJ community don't really want to bring you in as well, because they think you're just doing it because you've got a following. Yeah,
that's it. And then another good example I'd say is Jordan Davies.
Yeah.
He was on Ibiza Weekender. Jordan is actually an unreal DJ. He's absolutely sick. I love watching him mix. I've had him like for my own events and everything like a few times. a lot of people judge him as well because he's come from reality TV, but he's genuinely learned how to DJ and he's really good now. So yeah, in some cases it's good. Like they actually make it work and they want to put the effort in, then it's great. But I do get some people just do it for the like
because they got their following.
Yeah, like they're doing PAs and they want to add something to it, so they think, oh, let me play some songs, and then.
Yeah, definitely.
But if they're serious about it, then it's good, I think.
What inspired you to make mashups whilst DJing?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm guessing it's mashup videos you're talking about. I used to do a lot of mashup videos. I don't know. I just wanted to like. I was gaining this following from like playing in Mali or playing in Zante, blah blah blah, and it was like really active in the summer, and then in the winter I didn't really have much going on. So
yeah,
I was trying to like think of things I can do to like keep the audience engaged and everything, and that's where the mashup videos came in. I just started to think of ideas of like, oh, that could sound good with that, and then I'd literally just video it. Some of them I used to do it one-handed, so I'd be filming with one hand and trying to mix with the other. But yeah, that's how that kind of started.
Is that kind of trying to make your sets more unique as well?
Yeah, like I do a lot of the mashup. I do a lot of live mashups in my sets as well.
Yeah.
Which definitely helps make it more unique. Like I make some edits as well so that my sets can stand out. Like I've got the mashups and no other DJ has them, so that's like. I think a lot of DJs should do that because it makes you stand out, and your exclusive edits are yours. Like no one else has them, so it makes you stand out. So
in your opinion, what makes a good DJ?
I'd say crowd being able to read the crowd. Good tune selection, and probably I had something really good in my head there, but it's gone. Tune selection, being able to read the crowd, and being able to cater for any crowd as well. So like, not just sticking to one genre. Fair enough if you want to like specialize in one genre, but try and like learn a bit about how to mix all of them so you can like cater for crowds and stuff. So yeah.
What do you think it's been easier for DJs to pave their way due to technology and due to like everything kind of progressing, or do you think it was easier back then, let's say early 2000s, to pave your way?
I definitely think it's easier. Subtitles again. I definitely think it's easier now because obviously back in those times you would have to. Well, I wasn't even DJing in those times, so I don't really know. But I've got a lot of friends that were. You'd have to like literally make cassettes and things and like stand in the street and hand them out. Here's my mixtape. Here's my mixtape. And it was a lot harder back then. Whereas now, like we can drop a mix like that on Mixcloud. We can do a mashup video, drop it on Instagram, promote it. Like it's so much easier now to gain the followers and like become well known than it was, but obviously back then. So yeah.
But do you not agree that because the game is oversaturated, it's harder for like up and coming DJs to actually get in the scene?
Yeah, that is true as well. Like that's the downside, I guess, to social media. Like because there's so many people trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like for ones that are starting to come up now, it's like I guess it is kind of almost impossible because you've got so much competition all in one place.
Definitely.
But that's another thing that I thought recently as well with like people have been asking me why you not been doing live streams, why you not been doing live sets on like Insta and all that. And the honest answer is because I just think there's too much of it already. Like every night I go on my Instagram, there's like 30, 40 DJs all streaming at the same time. So I'm like, oh, all right, but I think that's a bit oversaturated now because everyone's not playing in clubs, so they've just resorted to that instead.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, in some ways, it's helped a lot of DJs. Like their following has gone off through the roof just from doing the lives. But yeah, I understand. Like definitely, like go on Instagram, you've got like 7 to 8 DJs in the same hour, basically.
Yeah. But then
I mean,
that's
it's been a
maybe,
good thing though.
yeah, maybe that. I also think maybe that's just like us DJs, because like you think about Joe Public, they're probably only following 1 or 2 DJs, so it's not as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, for us we've got like 40, but like for other people it could be 2. So it might not even be anything.
That's it. Yeah.
So in the next 5 years, what do you want to achieve? Where do you see yourself?
Obviously now I've just started this kind of journey of starting to put my own music out there. Obviously me and Alfie have got this song coming out on the 26th of June, Last Day in Paradise. It's actually a 3-song deal that we've signed with Perfect Havoc as well. So we've got this one out on the 26th of June, and then after that we're going to be dropping 2 more on Perfect Havoc. So we're already working on the second one now. Not sure about the third one yet. That'll probably be into next year, but definitely 1 more this year, I think. So yeah.
Would you ever go into like an R&B or urban kind of song, or are you trying to stick with house?
I'd definitely give it a try. We basically just started with house from the jump, like straight away. I've never even tried to make an urban record before, so I wouldn't know where to start. But both myself and Alfie really like urban anyway, so I think eventually that could be something we try and look into. So yeah.
Have you had any problems with managers or promoters like interfering with your set?
Yeah.
What's been the worst? What's been the worst ones for you?
Big up Jordan.
We were just talking about you just before.
Yeah, you just missed it. What's the worst one? What are we talking? Worst like promoter
like anything,
or
just
I
mean, maybe not name
manager
names,
or
but
I don't
worst
get
kind of
any name now.
Worst kind of incidents.
Worst incident, right? Probably not this New Year, like just gone. The one before that. I was planning on just going out with my boys in Edinburgh and just like not DJing anywhere, having a good time and chilling. Well, not chilling, but you know what I mean. I wasn't booked on New Year's Eve, and I got to the morning of New Year's Eve, and my phone starts going. And I'm like, "Rah, who's this unknown number?" All right, pick up, and it's a promoter in London, Shoreditch.
Yeah.
And he's rang me, and he's like, "Right, are you booked anywhere tonight? Because I need a DJ like tonight in London, and obviously I'm in Scotland, so I'm like, right, well, it's gonna cost a bit for a start because I need to get a flight down, and then you got to cover like the fee and the travel,
like everything,
so we finally agreed that I wouldn't get a hotel. I was gonna get the last flight from Edinburgh to London, and the first one from London to Edinburgh. So it was literally like an in-out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I went to the airport and I got the flight down to London. Everything was going smooth. I was on the train, sorted, got to the venue. The actual set itself was sick. I loved it. It was like they'd sold out 2 weeks in advance or something. So that was sick. Sick crowd. Everything was going well. And then it came to the end of the night. Finished the set, lights come on, everyone leaves, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I've packed all my stuff up and I'm looking around for the promoter now.
Yeah.
So I'm like asking, well, where's such and such? I'm going around asking like the bar staff, asking the security, everyone. And I go to the door and ask the security and I'm like, where's the promoter? And he's like, oh, right, he left in his car like, I don't know, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we'll get him on the phone then because I've not been paid. I'm stood here and I've got a flight to catch in like 2 hours. So I've got to
Yeah.
like literally leave now to go back to the airport to get the plane back to Scotland. And then we couldn't track him down. So he left the club that night and went and got pissed with his boys or something. And then I'm left. I've just travelled hundreds of miles to do this for nothing, basically. But eventually I got a hold of him like the next day or something. And he was like, give me like 4 days, they'll transfer it, blah, blah, blah. And then it worked out in the end. But yeah, that's probably the worst thing that's happened promoter-wise, I think.
I mean, do you kind of, like, do you have a contract where you have to take a deposit or something? Or
now I do. I kind of learned from that experience and everything. I don't like have a manager or agent or anything right now. I've had a few, well, definitely one bad experience with that as well. But yeah, I think the main thing about managers and agents is you don't really need one. It's better to do it yourself. You need one when you physically can't do it yourself, like when you're getting bombarded by clubs, like you want to book you, want to do this, want to do that. That's when that becomes useful and you need one. But until then, it's better to just try and do it all yourself. And that way as well, you can build up like a personal relationship with promoters, clubs, everything like that. Because like it's better for a promoter to get to know you as a person than just like speaking to a manager and then you just turn up. So it's much better to like show a bit of personality, get to know them, and then you get a bit more often. So yeah.
So if someone said best gig you've ever played.
Best gig you've ever played. I think I've got two.
Okay.
A joint first. Malaya Live Beach Festival with Tiny Temper. That was absolutely sick. That I'll never forget that night. That was unreal. There was like, I think it was 2,000 people there as well on the beach in Malaya. So that was unreal. And the only festival I've ever played as well, Twisted Festival, in Butlins and Skegness. It's quite a weird place for a festival, I know, but Club 1830, they used to do festivals there like every year, every November. So I would do that every year, and that was just sick, like 6,000 people. That's definitely like my biggest, best gig so far.
Wow. Best club you've DJ'd at?
Club. Don't want to get myself in trouble here. Yeah, I've got two, I think.
Okay.
Rescue and Zante, obviously. That's just unreal out there. It's absolutely massive. You can't get much better than that. Then probably Piper nightclub in Hull. I really like it there.
Okay.
That's second now. So yeah.
Big up. Wait, when are you going to pass some gigs on to me? Yeah, I'm waiting.
Yeah, come on. Next year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, whenever clubs open.
Yeah, innit?
No one knows, man.
Yeah.
Are there any cities you want to still? Have you DJed in most cities in the UK, or like is there other cities you want to DJ in?
I'd say I've DJed in most. What's one that I'd really like to? Brum. I've never DJed in Birmingham.
Okay.
I think it's quite a close, like, I feel like it's a really close community in Birmingham anyway, like DJ wise. Most promoters in Brum, they've got this mentality where if you're not from Brum, then you can't DJ in Brum. So that's the only like main thing that stopped me from breaking in there, I think, so far. But hopefully that'll come soon.
What have you said? Do you do your own events?
Yes. About 2 years ago, I started my own Paul K and Friends events, where we started at, in fact, I think the next question's return to Elysium, yeah. So basically, Elysium nightclub in Northampton, that's one of my favourites as well. I run Paul K and Friends, which is what it says on the tin. It's me, and I bring friends along with me every, like, we used to do it once a month, before all this, obviously. So I've had like I bring Alfie to all of them.
Yeah.
We've done ones with Jordan Davies, that I said earlier, Joe Corey.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're kind of looking to line
You
them
have
up again.
your team. You have your little team there.
Yeah, so we're looking to like line all that up again once all this is over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to answer that one, definitely be back at Elysium.
How are you
eventually.
on the mic? Are you good at hosting, or would you rather get a host to do that?
Yeah, I can't. I'm good on mic. I can host. Definitely, I can host my own set. I've kind of toyed around with having hosts and stuff like that. I had one experience that wasn't that good. But yeah, I just try and do it myself now, basically.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I've tried to like get a host in and stuff, and it just didn't really work. So yeah.
Do you need a couple drinks to get the kind of nerves going, or are you fine without the drink?
It's nothing to do with nerves. I never get nervous like before a set or anything now.
Okay.
But it's no secret that I love a drink. Like I get in the club, that's the first thing I want. Where's the drink? Let's go. I actually really don't like DJing sober for some reason. Like it's not that I need to have a drink, but I just feel it kind of like loosens everything up, and you can think a bit more freely.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
What's on your rider for drinks?
Normally it's just like a bottle of vodka. So like I like apple or mango Ciroc. They're my two favourites right now.
Okay.
So a bottle of Ciroc, and maybe like if it's a special thing in some champagne or whatever, but generally just like a bottle of vodka.
You're not a diva. You're not a diva with it.
Nah, not really.
Who's the biggest artist you DJ'd for?
DJ'd for Russ. DJ'd for Russ and Oxford, like I think it was last year. So yeah. Alright. Alfie's calling
you out. He's calling you out, man.
Not a diva. Alright, well I might be sometimes, but yeah, whatever. Don't watch that.
No paparazzi, no paparazzi.
Yeah, innit. Yeah, what was I saying now?
No, about Russ.
Oh yeah, that was sick. Playing with him in Oxford.
So, were you booked to DJ on the night and then he turned up as well as a guest appearance, or?
Yeah. So basically, they booked both of us, and I wasn't expecting to DJ for him that night.
Yeah.
I thought obviously he'd bring his own DJ, but I just got a tap on the shoulder like, "Yo, here's a USB with his stuff on it, so we just need you to play it." I was like, "Alright, cool, I'll do that." And so yeah, that was like cool actually DJing for artists. That was the first time I actually DJed for an artist instead of like just before them or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, artist DJ, or as you did, resident DJ or DJ in a club and then the artist turns up.
Sorry?
So would you rather be an artist DJ, so tour DJ, or DJing at a club and the artist turns up and you DJ for them?
Well, obviously right now with like bringing the songs out and stuff, I'm trying to become an artist myself. But DJ wise, I don't think I'd like to like be an artist DJ anyway, because the problem with that is you might be an incredible DJ, but say you DJ for, I don't know, Chip or H or whatever. Instead of DJ Krish, you then become Chip's DJ or H's DJ or whoever's. You just you get that label. You lose. You're not you anymore. You're their DJ. That's it. And I'm friends with like quite a lot of artists, DJs, who've said that to me. Like you just lose you. You then just become their DJ. That's it.
But
and that's
do you think it would work if you built up your brand yourself first and then gone to be an artist DJ, because your brand's still there as your own name?
Yeah. That in fact, that definitely could work. Obviously, the best example of that's probably Charles, isn't it?
Yeah, Charles, yeah.
obviously he's Tiny's DJ, but he's also well known himself, so that
But to
really
be honest,
works.
it's funny because not like if you're in the DJ industry, you see him as like Tiny's DJ as well, but not many people actually see him as Tiny's DJ because he
Yeah,
does,
that's it.
one extra or whatever, all of these different gigs. So
Yeah,
like, if you kind of had
yeah,
that brand behind you, then yeah.
yeah, that would work then. Yeah, I'd do it then probably.
Are you the type of DJ to take another DJ seriously if their branding's on point? So like their logo, mixing skills, and everything.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's like really important nowadays as well, especially
Yeah,
with like social media and everything. So I try and always make sure that all my branding and all the stuff that I put out is always on point. Um, the logo thing, I think, is a big thing for clubs as well. Like, have you got a logo? No. All right. Well, why should I take you seriously if you're not taking yourself seriously?
yeah,
So it's like, I think branding's like a really important bit right now for any DJ.
definitely.
So
So you're not gonna jump on a live, or will you?
maybe, possibly.
I think you
We've
should do
got
one at least. See what it looks like. See if you.
yeah, I could do.
We got time. We got
Obviously,
time.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, we got months. Obviously, like before all this happened as well, me and Alfie were doing every Friday at
Mhm.
Attic in Gloucester. And Alfie's done 2 lives for Deltic now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. They do like this locked-in virtual clubbing.
Okay. No, I haven't seen it. I'll lock into the next one.
Yeah, so basically it's like all the Deltic venues pages combined. They all like stream it on every page. So the numbers on it can be quite good as well.
Sorry, Wavy's taking a minute, man.
Oh, well, go on. Do it Thursday night, yeah.
Because that's mine. That's mine.
Yeah, I know, yeah. No, I wouldn't do
Taking a
that.
minute, man.
Yeah. Bella, big up Attic Gloucester, always.
So someone said, nowadays clubs book depending on your socials. Do you think that's right?
I think that's true definitely for guests.
Yeah.
If a promoter or a club wants to book a guest, they definitely look at socials because obviously at the end of the day, they want to know if I'm booking you, how many people are going to turn up and is it going to be worth the investment. So I think that's definitely true for guests. I'm not too sure about residents. If it's easier if you've got a big following, or well, in fact, yeah, it probably is. So yeah, that's yes.
Alfie's taking a big look.
Yeah,
First
come
they
on.
take him.
That's yeah, I like
You know
that.
what, yeah, you like that. Yeah.
It's
It's
got
a
a
good
nice
brand.
ring to it still.
But like going on that though, as a serious topic, like, do you think there's a lot of people copying each other, like right now in the scene, or do you think that people are just trying to find their path, but or would you not call it copying?
Yeah, I do see that quite a bit. I have to say, like, yeah, it happens quite a lot. I see it quite a lot where I'll see one person do something really original and new, and I'm thinking, right, wow, like that's mad. And then I don't know, a week later, then there's like 5 people doing that same thing, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I see that a lot, to be fair. So yeah, I could mention some names, but I'm not gonna.
Do you think a lot of bigger DJs less reluctant to kind of give out advice, or do you think they need to give out advice?
I think it just depends, like, who you are as a person more than anything. Like, I've always tried to help as many other DJs as I can. Like, if anyone DMs me, I always try and reply. I always try and like give any advice if anyone asks. I made, I think it was three DJ engagement groups like a few years ago.
I mean, I was in one of them.
Yeah. well, you know then.
Yeah.
It's that idea was really, really good at the time. Like, it really, really worked, and everyone was getting a lot of engagement, and it really helped a lot of people. I'm still in 2 of them, I think, now, but it's really like kind of died down a little bit, which is a shame. But it got to the point where maybe like someone wouldn't share someone else's post or wouldn't comment on it or whatever.
Yeah.
So then that person's like, oh, rah, if he didn't comment on mine, I'm not commenting on his.
I'm not gonna do it.
And then it all just snowballed from there. So
yeah.
But yeah, to start with, that was really good as well. So to answer that one, yeah, I'm always like open to helping other DJs if they want help, and I'll always
Advice
like reply.
on promoting yourself.
Promoting yourself. Well, like on social media, I guess.
Yeah, social media probably like just like getting yourself noticed in the scene more.
Yeah. So one thing that really helped me, apart from like the live shows and resorts and stuff, is doing the mashup videos and things like that. What I used to do, if you look on my page, a lot of the mashup videos have like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 views on them. One of them, my best one yet, I think has 100,000 views on it. And that is basically, I would do a mashup video and I would like sponsor it on Instagram. So I used to like put, like you go on to promote, and then like select the audience, blah blah blah. And my actual like account on Facebook, I checked the other day. I've spent something like $7,000 on it over like 3 years or something like that. Just like putting money into it, and then because like doing that, you invest in yourself, and it just opens up a brand new audience to you, and yeah, that way it just gets your music out to more people see you, the more people that see you, they follow you, and then it goes from there really. So that's using like posting mashups and sponsoring them. That would be like a big thing to like promote yourself, I think.
What advice would you give to up and coming DJs trying to work with other DJs? Is that kind of a thing that you do as well, work like doing mixes with other DJs, or is that, I don't know if that's dying out or?
Yeah, I've not ever actually done a joint mix with any DJ before. I think I would. Well, actually, maybe not now. To be fair, I kind of feel like mixes and like Mixcloud, SoundCloud, all of that is like kind of dying out a little bit now, because I think a lot of people, like just the general public, their idea on it is, why am I gonna listen to this mix when I can just go on Spotify and listen to every song that I like in order? And that's why I don't think that a few years ago mixes were really doing well and everyone was into them and everything. And especially now, I think the first mistake is when Mixcloud changed it all up and you have to pay to like, you can't reverse it, you can't play it so many times, you have to like all the rules and stuff. When they brought that in, I thought that kind of like killed it a little bit, but yeah.
But bro, I know you got a shoot as well, and I've got another interview as well. But I appreciate it, bro, and I appreciate everyone locking in. And yeah, we've got Alfie next week on Monday as well, so more to come from you guys. But yeah, thank you, bro. Hope you have a good one as well. Hope you have a good weekend.
All right. No worries. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys. Thank you. Bye.